Alpha King David spoke in a low and calm voice that bounced off the cold marble walls in the big throne room. He did not even blink. A king needs a queen who is just as important as him, not someone with no name and no powerful family. The room became very quiet. It felt thick and hard to breathe. All the people in the court held their breath and waited. Lisa did not cry. She did not beg. Inside her chest, the special mate bond broke, like a sharp knife cutting deep. It left an empty, hurting space. Slowly, she lifted her head high. She did not look at the man the fates had picked for her. Instead, she looked straight at the strong warrior standing behind the king. That warrior was Caleb. He was the king's most trusted general and his best friend for life. Then Lisa said, "I offer myself to you, Caleb." Her voice was clear and strong, like nice glass. "Claim me." The king's cool face changed fast. It broke with surprise and anger. Everyone in the throne room gasped together. It felt like all the air was gone, and the big hall became small. David's hands had been resting easy on the fancy arms of his throne. Now he grabbed the stone so tight that his knuckles turned white. His special alpha smell of ozone and burning pine grew very strong. It rolled down like a heavy wave. He stared at Lisa with dark eyes that became narrow and black. He had thought she would cry. He had thought she would fall on her knees and make sad sounds. He had told himself this hard choice was needed. The northern territories were almost ready to fight against him. His borders were in trouble. The council said he must marry for an alliance, not for love with a girl from a small border town who did not know fancy dinner rules. He was trying to be a good king. He was trying to be smart. But he was not ready for her to look past him like he was already gone. Caleb stood still like a big mountain. He had many scars. He looked rough compared to David's nice and dangerous style. For a very short moment, Caleb's eyes went to his king. He saw the small signs of anger on David's face. Then, Caleb looked at Lisa. She was shaking, but not from being scared. It was from the shock of the broken bond. Her skin was wet with cold sweat. She breathed fast and shallow. But her back was straight and strong like steel. She looked at Caleb and showed him her true need. By pack law, a rejected girl with no family and no bond was in big danger. If no one claimed her before the sun went down, she would be sent to the dangerous wastelands with no protection. "Lisa," David warned. His voice became deeper. It had the strong power of an alpha command. "Do not make yourself look silly. Leave the hall. I have arranged a safe ride to the southern borders and some money for you." Lisa did not listen to the command. The alpha power pressed on her ears. But without the mate bond, it was just empty noise. "Caleb," she said again, softer this time. Her voice shook a little. Caleb's jaw became tight. He had only known Lisa for 3 short weeks. That was since the border guards brought her in. The moment her smell of wildflowers and rain reached David, everyone knew she was the king's mate. Caleb had watched from the side as David fought the feeling. David stayed cold and far away. He treated her like a prisoner instead of a queen. Caleb had seen her quiet strength. She never complained about the cold room or the mean words from rich people. Caleb stepped out from the king's shadow. "Caleb," David growled. He stood up halfway from his throne. "Stand down." "She asked for the right of sanctuary, my king," Caleb said. His voice was deep and rough. He did not sound like he usually did when talking to the king. He did not look back at David. He kept looking only at Lisa. Old law says any strong, unmatched man can answer. "I am your king," David shouted. The sound shook the windows high up. Some people in the court moved back and made small, scared sounds. "And you are not her mate anymore," Caleb answered in an even voice. It was just a true fact, no anger, but it hit the room hard, like a real hit. Caleb reached out. His big, rough hand covered Lisa's small, shaking one. When their skin touched, Lisa breathed out like she was very tired. Her knees became weak. Caleb caught her easily and picked her up in his strong arms against his leather clothes. David watched. He felt something new and strange. It was not the pain of a broken bond. He had expected that. It was a hot, wild anger of wanting to own her. It was so strong, his eyes saw red at the sides. "Where are you taking her?" David asked. His voice was quiet, but very dangerous. "To my estate," Caleb said. He turned his back on the throne. That was almost like breaking the rules badly. To help her through the fever, as her protector. As Caleb carried her out through the big wooden doors, Lisa's worried smell stayed in the air. David felt a heavy, bad feeling in his stomach. He had cut the bond to save his crown. But when the doors closed behind his best friend and the mate he threw away, David felt the first big crack in his own mind. Caleb's estate was different from the royal palace. It sat on the edge of the king's woods. It was made of dark wood and rough stone. It smelled of wood smoke, old leather, and peaceful quiet. There were no shiny mirrors, no whispering servants, and no strong smell of the Alpha King. Lisa did not remember much of the ride there. The rejection fever came fast. It was the body's way to try to clean out the hurt of being left. She woke up in a big, simple bed. Her body was covered in sweat. Her muscles hurt and cramped so much she bit her lip until it bled so she would not scream. "Drink," a deep voice said next to her in the soft candlelight. Caleb put his hand gently behind her neck and lifted her. He held a cup of strong-smelling herbal drink to her mouth. She did not like the bitter taste of wolfsbane and willow bark, but she drank it. Staying alive was not always nice. She knew that well, from growing up in the wild borderlands. She learned young that being proud was only for people who were safe. She breathed hard and fell back on the pillows. "For answering," Caleb said, as he sat back in a big wooden chair by the bed. In the low light, the scar over his left eye made him look strong and hard to reach. But his smell of cedar and clean earth felt very safe. It was not the exciting pull of David's smell, but it was steady and good. "You took a big risk," Caleb said quietly. He crossed his big arms. "If I said nothing, the guards would have taken you to the borders by evening. You would have been in danger from bad rogues." "I knew you would not stay quiet," Lisa whispered. She closed her eyes as the herbs started to make the pain less sharp. "Oh, how did you know that?" "Because you watch him," she said. Her voice was weak but sure. "I saw how you looked at him when he ignored me in the halls. You love him like a brother. But you know his mistakes. You knew he was doing something wrong. You would not let him hurt a life, just to make himself feel powerful in politics." The room was quiet, except for the fire crackling. "He did it for the kingdom," Caleb said after some time, but even he did not sound sure. Lord Vance from the northern ridge said he would bring his army if David did not marry his daughter, Lady Seraphina. A mate bond makes alliances harder. "A king who listens to threats is not a real king," Lisa said softly. She curled up small as more shivers came. "He's just a man with a nice chair," Caleb said with a small laugh. It was not something he did often. "You should not talk like that about the king while you are in my house, little wolf." He stood up. He put a cloth in cold water, squeezed it, and put it gently on her hot head. His touch was kind. It had no hungry wanting like David. It felt like a safe anchor. "Why did you do it, Caleb?" she asked. She looked at him with bright fever eyes. "You went against him in front of everyone. He could take away your rank." Caleb looked at the fire. He remembered the last weeks. Lisa thanked the lowest servants. She watched the warriors train with smart eyes instead of just looking dreamy. She showed big bravery in the throne room. "Because a king may need a fancy queen," Caleb said in a rough voice. "But a warrior knows a strong survivor when he sees one." He looked at her. "Rest, Lisa. I will keep the door safe." 3 miles away, in the high tower of the palace, David stood on his balcony. He looked out over the dark woods. His hands pushed hard on the stone. The rock started to crack under his strong grip. He had thought he would feel free. He had thought the duty would feel lighter without the girl from the border. Instead, his skin felt bad. His inner wolf walked around angry inside him. It howled at the broken bond. And under that, a dark and ugly feeling grew. He kept seeing Caleb's hands on her. He kept thinking she was in his best friend's bed, weak and looking for comfort that David had refused to give. David closed his eyes. He tried to smell wildflowers on the wind. There was nothing, only cold, empty night. For the first time as king, he felt the sharp sting of real regret. It took 7 full days for the fever to go away. 7 days of Caleb being quiet and strong beside her. 7 days of Lisa slowly fixing the broken parts of her mind. On the 8th day, a message came from the king. It was on thick paper with the king's red seal. It was an invitation, but in their world, it was really a command to come. To the big autumn banquet, Caleb explained. He put the paper on the wooden table, where Lisa drank black tea. She looked better now. The dark circles under her eyes were gone. Her strong spirit was back, with a bright, brave look in her eyes. "The woman who will be queen," Lisa said with no feeling. "And he wants you there to stand behind him and look strong. He wants us there." Caleb tapped the paper. "He wants both of us." Lisa stopped her cup halfway to her mouth. The writing said General Caleb and his ward. "He's checking what happened after his choice," Caleb said. "He wants to see if you are broken. He needs to feel his decision was right." Lisa put the cup down hard. The old hurt in her chest came back for a moment. But pride came faster and stronger. "Then we should not let him down," she said in a smooth but strong voice. "We should show him exactly what he wants to see." That evening, the grand hall was full of soft velvet, shining gold, and bright jewels. Alpha Vance from the northern ridge was loud and laughing a lot. He had many scars. Next to him was Lady Seraphina. She was tall and graceful with golden hair. She smelled cold like winter. She was everything David said he needed. David sat on his throne. He held a cup of dark wine, but did not drink. He looked perfect in his dark blue suit and crown. But his eyes kept moving. He did not listen to the talking lords. He kept looking at the big doors. He told himself he just wanted things to be peaceful. He told himself he wanted to know she was okay so he could feel better. When the doors opened, all talking stopped. Caleb came in first, in his formal black military clothes with silver wolf decorations. He looked dangerous, but the woman with him took all the air away. Lisa wore a deep red gown. Red was the color for important alpha families. She had not worn it before. The dress fit her nicely and showed quiet strength. Her dark hair was over one shoulder, showing her neck. She did not look like a rejected girl. She looked like someone who wins. David's breath stopped for a moment. His wolf inside pushed hard. It roared, "Mine." But David pushed it down. His hand held the cup tight. "You threw her away," he told himself. He watched Caleb lean close and whisper. Lisa smiled, a real small smile. That smile hurt David like a knife. He did not know he stood up until his chair made a loud sound. The hall was quiet again. Lady Seraphina looked at him, confused. David walked down the steps with strong steps. People moved away. His alpha power was very heavy. Weak wolves looked down. He stopped close to Caleb and Lisa. Their mixed smells hit him. It was not full mating yet, but Caleb's smell was on her like a mark. "General," David said tightly, "you honor us." "My king," Caleb said and nodded. He did not move back. He kept Lisa close. David looked at Lisa. He looked for the hurt he caused. He looked for the scared girl from before. He saw only calm strength. "Lisa," he said. Her name felt bad in his mouth. "You look recovered." "I am strong," she answered politely and far away. "I thank General Caleb for his good care." David's teeth pressed together hard. He wanted to pull her away, but his mind said she was not his anymore. You made the choice. Make sure you do not go too far, Caleb, David said. Being nice is one thing, taking what is not yours is different. Caleb's face became hard. With respect, my king, he said, so only they heard. You threw her away. She is not yours to control now. David's eyes became black. The wine cup broke in his hand. Glass and dark wine fell on the white floor, like a wound. The music stopped. The hall was completely silent. David did not look down. He fought the want to change into a wolf and attack. A bad stem, he said in a calm but scary voice. He waved at a servant. Clean it. Music. Continue. The music started again, a bit wrong. People whispered and watched the three of them. Lady Seraphina came down. She put her arm in David's. She smelled cold. She looked at Lisa, like measuring danger. My king, she said sweetly, the floor waits. You promised the first dance. David looked away from Lisa. He went with Seraphina to dance. As they left, Caleb breathed out. He turned to Lisa. Are you okay? My heart is still beating, Lisa said with a shaky breath. He looked like he wanted to hurt you, Caleb. He is learning that a crown does not stop bad results, Caleb said. He offered his hand. Come, we dance. Lisa took his hand. It was rough and warm. They danced the waltz with space between them. It felt safe with him as a wall against mean words. Then the music changed to the changing waltz, where partners swap. Lisa felt strong energy behind her. A hand grabbed her shoulder, hard. My turn, General, David's voice said in her ear. Caleb's eyes became wolf gold. He held David's wrist. For a second, the two strong men were ready to fight. Caleb, Lisa whispered, it is fine, just a dance. Caleb let go sadly. He took Seraphina's hand. David pulled Lisa close. No space. His smell of lightning and pine covered her. It used to feel good. Now, it felt like a trap. What game are you playing, Lisa? David asked as he turned her fast. I am not playing, she said, looking at his tie. I am surviving, like you said. With Caleb? His hand on her waist was too tight. You are using my friend to hurt me. You wear red to show what I lost. Lisa looked up at his black eyes. You think too much of yourself, David. I wear red because I like it. I am with Caleb because he caught me when you let me fall. I did what I needed to live. David's control was breaking. Vance would have killed many people at the border. What king trades his mate's soul for borders? A coward, Lisa said softly. You are a coward. David missed a step. The word with pity hurt him deep. He looked at her. His king mask fell. I can fix this, he said fast. No command, just begging. I can give you a nice house. I will visit every night. Seraphina will be queen only in name. Lisa pulled away fast. You want me as a secret girlfriend? You want the throne and me in a pretty cage hidden away. She warned him not to touch her. Her voice had deep power. You broke the bond. Live with it. You will never have me again. She turned and left the king alone on the dance floor. He stood there, like a king with nothing. For the next 3 days at Caleb's estate, the air felt heavy. The dance floor moment made a clear line. Lisa had shown she was strong and different. Such people sometimes had trouble in the king's world. One mid-afternoon, the air was cool with smells of leaves and smoke. Caleb was outside training. He had no shirt. He hit practice dummies hard with his big sword. Thwack after thwack. Lisa watched from the steps. She saw his strong moves. You are dropping your left side when you swing back, she called. Caleb stopped and turned. He was surprised. Lisa stood up. She picked a lighter sword. She explained how border fights are not fair. They attack when you swing back. She knew the timing. Caleb smiled with interest. How does a girl from the border know that? Lisa laughed. It was a happy sound. David thought I was weak because of dinner forks. But you do not live 20 years in wild places by being soft. You learn to stop the enemy first. They trained for an hour. Steel rang. Caleb was careful at first, but Lisa was quick and good. She got close to his throat 3 times. It was like a close dance of trust. "You are holding back," Lisa said, breathing hard. "I do not want to hurt you," Caleb said. "I am already broken," she whispered. "I am just putting pieces back." The air changed. It felt warm. Caleb looked at her lips. He leaned closer. A twig broke in the trees. Caleb changed fast to warrior mode. He pulled Lisa behind him. A black arrow hit the dummy where she stood. More men dropped from trees. They were trained assassins. "Take the female," the leader said. "Kill the general if needed." Caleb fought like a storm. He took down one fast. But they were many. 2 came for Lisa. She fought well. She used her speed. But one twisted her sword away and raised a dagger. Caleb took a spear hit to save her. He threw the man hard. The others ran. Caleb fell. Blood came fast from his side. "I told you," he said with a weak smile. "I am your protector." Lisa pressed on the wound. She saw the dagger had a Northern Ridge sign. It was from Vance. The king burst into the war room angry. His clothes were messy. His eyes were wild. He threw the table. He accused Vance and Seraphina. They tried to explain, but David saw the truth. He banished them. "Ride north before night, or I will come myself." David rode fast to the estate. He smelled blood. He broke the door. He saw Lisa caring for Caleb. Relief hit him, then jealousy. Their closeness was real and growing. "Get away from him," David ordered. "You do not give orders here," Lisa said. She stood between them. David begged. He said the danger was gone. "Come home." "The bond is dead," Lisa said. "I found something real with Caleb." She held Caleb's hand. David's mind broke. He pulled his sword. "I will burn everything if I have to." Caleb stood despite his wound. "You will have to go through me." Lisa stepped forward. The sword tip touched her. A drop of blood. "Do it," she said calm. "Kill us. Rule alone over nothing." David broke. The sword fell. He fell to his knees and cried. "I am sorry, so sorry." "I forgive you," Lisa said, "but I will not come back. My place is here." He left into the cold night. The friendship and old life were gone. This story teaches us something important about life. Every choice we make has results. When we put power, or what looks smart, over kindness and true feelings, we can lose the most valuable things like real love and good friends. True strength is not in a crown or big army. It is in being honest, brave, and caring for others, even when it is hard. We should think carefully before we hurt people for practical reasons, because regret can be very heavy. Good leaders, and all people, learn that letting go with respect can be the strongest thing. It is better to build real bonds with trust than to break them for short gains. Always choose honor and heart when you can. This helps us grow into better humans who understand consequences and value relationships.